is. Yep. All right. Well, welcome everybody to our 5th town hall. Thank you for joining and spending a little bit of time with the crew. The idea for these town halls is really just to kind of give you guys a chance to hear some things from our staff, and also to ask questions, and if you have any ideas or suggestions for the club, it's also good to kind of hear from our members. But really, it's just for me to talk with staff. Just kidding, because they don't want to talk to me otherwise. But under this pretense, I guess they have to. So, no, I'm joking. Welcome everybody. It's good to see you guys joining and spending the time with us. The way this is going to go, let me go over the agenda right quick. It's not a corporate meeting, but we do have some slides. So if you guys are tuned into the stream, got the welcome and some notams, then we'll kind of go over flight operations. Admin, ground crew, developers will make their portion. Then we have this special segment we introduced last time called On the Spot. You'll know what that is. Then we have some training notes, and then Q&A and ideas and such. But before we proceed with that, I wanted to play a quick video for you guys to get you pumped, because it's very quiet here. I was hoping that Mark would cause some ruckus, but he's not. So I think it's this video.
It's never too late.
Yeah, maybe Eric can cause some trouble for us. Here we go. All right.
Woo, Pilot Club.
Yeah. It's actually one of our old videos when we introduced the fly-by-wire livery. Oh. When we introduced the fly-by-wire livery, had this video made, but it gets me pumped. I think it's a good video. Of course, if you don't like Airbus, we probably had a bunch of people just leave just now, but all right, so so this is our agenda here. This meeting is scheduled for about an hour. Feel free to pop in, pop out, do what you need to do. This is a social thing. Kind of come hang out and have a good time. So, all right, I'm going to move along here. First of all, let me say thank you, guys. Thank you for being here as a member of the club. It is my pleasure to have you guys and fly with you and do all the cool things that we do here in the club. We are one of the fastest growing flight sim communities, and it is you who make it what it is. So for that, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and I enjoy being here. So I'll just say that out front. All right, I wanted to briefly mention the website, thepilotclub.org. This is for all your TPC needs. So if you go to thepilotclub.org, this is the website. On the main page, we have kind of highlights about different things. You can find our video podcast, the latest episode for that, upcoming events. We have our giveaways listed here, some partner discounts. You can look at featured announcements, some statistics about the club, blog posts, our training program, our virtual airline, some pictures from our Instagram, which comes from you guys, some merch, and our YouTube channel. All right. Now, one thing I'd like to mention, if you guys are not taking advantage of the flight crew page here, you should. So top right corner, click on that little blue button, brings you to Flight Crew Lounge. If you're not logged in, it'll ask you for your password, and this is members only, and this is information that is kind of pertinent to the club. This is also where you can find the SOP. If you're not in you can find it in Discord as well, but if you're on the website, you can find it here. It explains the roles we have in the club. We have our training hub, our flights guide, merch, server bot commands, our liveries, leaderboard, staff vacancies. You can request a call sign. You can look at all the call signs, and of course we have the support center. If you got any issues, you can submit a ticket. But let me quickly go through some of the current things here, right? So as you guys know, we do a monthly giveaway, and this month it is the Microsoft Store $100 gift card, courtesy of the corporate pilot dad, our dear club friend and YouTuber. We also have our January screenshot contest going on, so do please check that out. A couple more days to enter that, and don't forget to vote for your favorite. Our Explorer missions are listed here as well. Also a few days to get some points for those. Our weekly video podcast comes out every Monday now with Greg. You can find here as well. Of course, the club is free, and it takes a little bit of money to run. So if you want to become a donor and donate some money to the club for giveaways and the infrastructure, we'd appreciate that. All right, we got some partner discounts. This is kind of in development. We only have one currently with us on the part of this program, but we're working on a few more. And then staff vacancies. I'll actually click this one so we can quickly take a look. We are looking for flight operations team lead. We're also looking for flight instructors for our flight school. We're looking for developers to help with all things Discord, I suppose, and the website. And then we also have an opening for an Instagram manager. So if you're interested in any of that, please do join. All right. So let me go back to our slides here. So I wanted to mention the video podcast specifically. This is where Greg talks about upcoming flights for the week, kind of breaks it down, and then any special announcements and things, right? So stay tuned for that. Comes out every Monday and covers the flights for that week, so it's pretty cool. Talk about sponsorships briefly, kind of work in progress here. Now, I've been working on these for quite a long time. It's been sort of like pulling teeth, I would say, so not a simple process. And of course, bigger companies, they're reluctant to sponsor a small club like us, but I'm still pursuing it, and I'm also looking at adding other sponsorships, potential sponsorships. So not a lot of updates on that here, other than to say that this year that is the focus. Last year I've looked into it a little bit, but haven't really pursued it as hard as I should. So I'm going to do that this year, definitely. All right, so the future is bright for the club, right? Partner updates, just a quick update from the corporate pilot dad. Tim has put out his new website. So it's still work in progress for him, but if you want to bookmark that, it's the corporatepilotdad.com. If you don't know, Tim has been a very good friend of the club and my personal friend for a long time. He runs a YouTube channel, and now on the website he has some blogs. He is a real-world pilot. He flies corporate jets, Cessnas specifically. I think he flies XLS. I think he's flown a CJ before. He's been a pilot for, I don't know, 30 years or so, and enjoys corporate aviation very much. So do check him out. All right. Next, let me switch up a little bit and talk about the social things in the club. So something that we kind of came up with recently for those who play chess, we're going to have the TPC chess tournament. So if you go to Off Topic channel in Discord, there's a thread under there for that. You can enter your name in the tournament. I think we're going to start on the 1st of February, so that's coming up. Also, anybody's interested in poker night, let it be known so that we can put something together for a poker night, possibly. And then finally, trivia night. We've done a few of those. Those are always fun and kind of cool social event. We just need a host for that. So if you want to host trivia night, it's kind of it centers around aviation, obviously. We are a flight sim club, so aviation topics for the trivia, and then we have cool prizes for that. All right. Kind of an update here as far as statistics. We are almost 2,500 members strong in a year and a half, so that's very steady progress. We get about 100 new members every month. So we continue to see steady growth into our second year of existence. From our last town hall to this one, which is about a quarter, maybe 3 months or so, we've increased our ATC cadre from 98 to 169. We've gained a few real-life pilots as well, from 76 to 105, and then our staff grew from 27 to 33 currently. And I'll talk about our staff next, because they're the ones who make the magic happen here. So let's meet the team right quick. I'll go through some of our staff members, and I'm sure you guys interacted with them. We got Andrew, who couldn't be here today. He's our Sunday Funday host. We have Alexander. He does the Explorer flights. Casey helps manage the TPC Charters VA. We have Chris, who is a Charters VA manager. We have Corey, who's on the training team. So is David. Diego is our meteorologist, together with Evan. Then we have our training coordinator, Elliot. Eric, who is the server manager, developer, and admin for the club. Ethan here hosts FNOs. Fred is part of the training team. Greg does the fly-in Thursday flights on flight ops. Jason, who's kind of been absent for a while, he's on ground crew, but he's one of the first members in the club here, so we leave him on, hoping that he'll come back to us. I think he's just been too busy with life. James is our TPC Charters Virtual Airline CEO. And we have Jesus, who's part of the developers team. Josh, admin team and developers team as well. We have Kelvin, who joined our developers team recently. Leo is part of the training team, has been with the club a long time as well. Lash is part of the developers team. Next is Lucas, who does the flight ops world tour. He's air marshal as well, so he keeps things in check in the server. We got McGuire, part of the training team here. Mark, flight ops, GA Tuesday. Very awesome program here in the club. We have Micah, who's flight ops for Challenge Flight on leave of absence currently. We have Mike, who is training team operations manager. Nathaniel is flight ops. He helps Andrew with the Sunday Funday flight briefings. And we have Rob, who helps with the Charters VA. Seth, part of the media team. Tommy is our merch manager. Tyler is our Charters VA manager. And Willie is our ground crew / moderator. So Willie just stepped down from Flight Ops doing Bush Wednesdays, but stayed on as a moderator for the club. So I want to thank all of our staff. You guys are really the core of the club, and you guys are the ones who make it happen, really, and make it an enjoyable experience for all the members in the club. So thank you for that. All right, so our next topic is flight operations. So here's our flight ops team. As I've mentioned before, our team lead position is vacant. So if you are interested, submit your interest. You can just DM me and we can chat. But Andrew, Nathaniel, Sunday Funday, Lucas World Tour, Greg is flying Thursday, Ethan is F&Os, and then Mike does the discovery flights. So I put him here. It's part of the training team, but it's also flight operations. So a couple of announcements about that. So next month, Bush Wednesday is going to be on hold until we find another host for that. All the other flights, and the challenge flight is also on hold currently. So those two we're not going to have in February. All right, so that's flight operations. Any questions about flight operations? All right, very good. I think we have training next. Let me check. Let me check to see if Mike, are you going to brief training?
Yeah,
or
I can do it.
you good?
Yep,
You have
no
the
problem.
slides?
Yep, you can hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I can do it. Let me share my screen real quick. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Let me share my screen, and we'll talk all things training. Let me know if you guys can see the PowerPoint real quick. Make it, everybody can see it.
Make it bigger.
Make it bigger.
I'm blind.
Hey, Mike.
I have it. Yeah.
Let me.
No, I'm sorry.
I got the slides here, so I can just go through on
Sure.
my
All right,
on
perfect.
my screen. That'll be good.
Perfect. All right, cool. Sorry about that. Let me stop sharing. Yeah, if you want to, we can go to the next slide. So just a couple things we're going to go over really briefly. Training statistics. We're going to have a new flow for the training club. For the pilot school. The P1 ground school is going to be restructured a little bit. It's going to be more streamlined. So if anybody was like a little intimidated by how many practice flights it's going to take, we're actually consolidating that down to about half the flights. There's going to be some new P1 written question exams too. So it's not going to be as focused as it was before. And we have some vacancies. So if we go to the next slide, I'll go through some statistics. So these are the total number per month of how many people have participated in the flight school. So as of January 2023, we've had almost 800 people that have been enrolled in the flight school and are part of it. So we're averaging about 88 people a month, which is pretty outstanding. You can see for the upward growth on the chart that we are just, plenty of people seem very interested in the flight school. So if any of you haven't taken the flight school or are a little intimidated by it, don't be. We're all very friendly. We're all really here to help you. And right now the current course we have is the P1 course, which is the private pilot course on VATSIM. So when you complete it, you'll get a P1 rating, which is the private pilot rating on VATSIM. You can go to the next slide, Serge. So here's kind of the new training flow. So you can see basically on the left side is how many flights it takes today in the flight school to get the P1 rating. And that's going to really be consolidated down to 6 lessons. And that's currently work in process. I think Elliot said maybe in like another month or two, probably about a month, we'll have that new training flow going. So it'll really consolidate things down Lesson 1 is really going to focus more about flight theory, and then 2 through 6 is really getting into the meat and potatoes of the flying. So we're going to do all the theory first, and then everything else is really going to be just more of the hands-on flying and maneuvers. You can go next slide, Serge. Yep. So I saw Elliot just jumped on. Elliot, I don't know if you want to take it from here or you want me to keep going.
Hey, y'all, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Alrighty. Have y'all started yet?
Yeah, we started. We're on the P1 ground school restructuring. Serge is sharing the slides.
Yeah, give me 1 second to join the stream and I'll.
Okay. So while Elliot's bringing everything up, for anybody who doesn't know, on the website, if you go to the training section of the website, there's basically what we call an essentials course. So if you really just want like the quick and dirty, bare bones information of how to do like IFR, VFR, ATC communications, and you don't want to, necessarily have the time to commit to the full flight school experience, I would definitely recommend going onto the training site and just do one of the or all of the essentials courses, and that'll give you the most basic information you need around ATC, VFR, and IFR. If anybody has any particular struggles or things that they're curious about, that's really where to go see it. Let me turn it over to Elliot so we can go through the rest of the training.
All right. Awesome. So for new changes in the ground school, just a couple of things. First off, if you're familiar and taking the course, you'll notice that the theory lessons and the reading lessons are separate from the video lessons that we have. Just a simple change. This will be combined into one lesson with some references and also kind of knowledge checks along the way as well. At the end of each unit, there'll be a knowledge check that is going to be, it's not quiz, it's not like you have to pass thing, it'll just be kind of a self-assessment. And then we're also going to be integrating a ATC communications tool that's going to hopefully help the students to, kind of get comfortable with ATC communications before, moving on to, VATSIM stress. So that'll be implemented hopefully shortly as well. And then the new lessons will contain a new format, which is kind of this format that you're looking at now on this slide. It will also contain added voiceovers to people who would rather listen to the lesson as well. So if anyone has any questions on this, feel free to share them now. If not, we can move on.
What happens if you're already in the VATSIM stress?
Well, I mean, you can still use the new ATC tool that comes out just to help you out and get kind of familiar with everything.
Thank you.
Serge, you can move on to the next slide. All right, so the new written exam change will come to where the grade to pass will be changed from 80% to 70% with a new question bank. So it will not be the same bank, but it'll be more formatted off of the P1 member certification standards knowledge sections. So it'll be kind of quizzed off of that, and the grade to pass will be limited to 70% as well. So nothing big there, just a quick update. Feel free to move on to the next slide. Alrighty, so anyone that's interested in joining the training staff, we are more than, we would love to have you. And so some of the benefits that become of becoming an instructor are you get the training team and staff role in Discord. And once you go through a quick training process to be able to get the flight instructor role, you get access to the flight school site as an instructor, you get your picture and name on the TPC staff page, you get ability to join the training classrooms, and you get the ability to move members. So some fun stuff there, and then this will continue on the next slide. And so if you would like to join, there's some requirements that you've got to have, and that's that you hold a P1 rating on VATSIM, and you can speak fluent English. You have a good standard of aviation knowledge, and you like teaching as well. Be able to work in a team environment, and you'd be able to stay in communication with training team management, and that you're also an active member of Discord. You can continue on if you'd like. And then if you were interested in applying, you can just take a look at this slide. It's going to give you details, and also this can be found in the TPC pilot training policy at the end of the briefing, or I'm sorry, at the end of the page. You can be able to find this exact slide down there as well if you're interested in applying. We'd love to have you. And we can move on. So events-wise, I'm going to turn this over back to Mike and just talk a little bit about our monthly discovery flights that we host. It's really a great opportunity if you're new to VATSIM or new to flying to get involved and be in a safe, kind of friendly environment where both ATC and the pilots are, friendly as well. So, Mike, if you want to talk about this, it'd be great.
Sure. I see we got a lot of people. Let me hear some people sound off if they've actually been a part of the discovery flight. Say your name and out loud if you've actually been a part of one of the discovery flights.
JD.
JD, I've seen you
Leroy
before.
Jenkins.
Hey.
Ron.
All right. Let's hear it.
Kelvin.
Calvin? All right, guys, cool. So some of you guys have taken discovery flights. If you haven't, like Elliot said, it's really geared. Think of it like a discovery flight in real life, right? Your first experience, going up in an aircraft. What I'm trying to do with these discovery flights, make it a stress-free, very newbie-friendly environment. If you're a little intimidated or nervous about getting on the VATSIM, just general flying, just feel like you need a little bit of a brush up before you get on the network. That's what the discovery flights are actually geared towards. Actually, I just want to take a minute for everybody who's been on the discovery flights. If you guys have any feedback right now, anything you'd like to see, and I'm going to steal your thunder because I know everybody's been asking me for an IFR discovery flight, and we are doing one in March. I will get the exact date out pretty soon because I'm still coordinating it. But with Mark, we're doing a joint IFR General Aviation Tuesday flight. So there will be an IFR discovery flight. But I would love to hear from you guys if there's anything specific you'd like me to focus on a little bit when I'm planning these things. Feel free to chime in now and let me get some feedback. Anybody? Don't be shy.
Shy group
Anything?
tonight.
The shy group, come on, guys. Anything you guys specific that you want me to do on a discovery that you need to brush up on or anything? Nothing? All right. So if you have any, you're more than feel free to DM me or, however you want to communicate out, that's fine. So the February one will be another VFR discovery flight. And then, like I said, March will definitely be an IFR discovery flight. So going through all basic IFR procedures and how to do that. I want to thank you guys that are showing up as well. We generally are getting about 15 to 18 people per discovery flight, which is awesome. I do them once a month. So everybody's always welcome. Even if you're an experienced pilot and you want to brush up, you're more than welcome to join a discovery flight anytime you want. That's all I got. If nobody's got any questions, comments, or suggestions, I'll turn it over back to you, Serge and Elliot.
Thanks,
Cool.
Elliot and Mike. Thank you.
All right, yeah, and that discovery flight is going to be March 21st, and it'll be in the ZTL tech.
Cool. Yep. So mark your calendars. March 21st, IFR discovery flight. That's what everybody's been asking for. It's a Tuesday night, actually. So we're going to combine it with the General Aviation Tuesdays.
All righty. Serge, you can move on to the next slide if we have anything else. Yeah, I don't think we did. Did you guys already cover the new lesson plan restructure?
Yes. Yep, I did.
Cool. Alrighty. So at this point, you feel free to ask any questions that you have regarding the training department, training process, anything. You are more than welcome to ask. And I'll have some closing remarks here shortly. Any questions, anyone?
I don't have any. This is Mark. I don't have any questions, but I do want to give you guys some kudos for running this program. I think it's great. I've learned a lot while going through it. I did fail my test the first time, but it did show me that that I should take it a little more seriously than I was before. So either way, it was lessons learned for me all around. But the fact that you guys are pushing this and evolving it, I think it's great.
That's great to hear. Yeah. And just a couple of things. I know a lot of people are getting excited for the P2 course and they're interested in that. That's going to come out hopefully, no promises, but hopefully by the end of summer 2023 to the start of fall. We should hopefully have that rolled out. And so, people that already have a P1 and want to get that P2 will be able to participate in this course as well. And that's always something that we look forward to. So if no one has any other questions, we already kind of talked about the main things. We can, move on to the next process.
All right, cool. Thank you, Elliot. Thank you, Mike. I just want to say that I appreciate you guys. What you do for the club is amazing. And it is very important to have high pilot competency on the network while we do the group flights. And as you guys know, one of our primary focuses or kind of core functions in the club is, flying together and with human ATC, right, with real communications. And having the flight school here in the club is very important for us to make sure that those who need it can get that training and get up to speed and be able to successfully complete these flights and enjoy them. There's nothing more enjoyable, I think, when you've completed a flight and your pilot skills were on point and ATC was on point and everything worked out, and it's kind of a high that you get from doing these. I hope you guys share the same kind of feeling when everything goes right and the pilots are primo and the controllers are good. It is really enjoyable, and that's our focus, and that's how this club started, really, to have a few friends fly together and enjoy flying, enjoy aviation. So, but I digress. Again, thank you guys for doing what you do, and I like this meme. Whoever put that in there, that's pretty funny.
Hey, Serge, I
Yes,
don't
sir.
mean to interrupt.
No problem.
So, I understand and love the primo vibe, and when things go well, I'm of the type where I take away lessons when things go wrong, and I actually enjoy when things go wrong. So even when I thought I've done my best and I've had either a rough ATC night or things didn't go well, I do enjoy the experience, and there's always things that I can take away from it. And usually the next go around, I always remember and I have much more fun.
Mark, that's a great point. And of course, um, nobody's perfect unless you're Mike. And we all do make mistakes, and as long as you learn from those mistakes, like you said, I mean, that's the key point here. And I don't want to intimidate anybody if there are new folks who are, who joined the network and been on the network for a short period of time. Please don't get intimidated by me saying that, that's sort of the expectation. I think it's more of a goal that we try to achieve, and while we go through the process and we make mistakes, and believe me, I make mistakes just like everybody else, as long as we learn from them, that's the experience of being in the club. So very good point, Mark, and it's worth mentioning, of course, that people shouldn't be afraid to make mistakes if they're honest mistakes that you can't know everything. You learn from them and move on, but that doesn't negate the fact that folks should be prepared for the flights. Folks should read the briefing. Folks should have proper tools and all those types of things. And the flight school covers all that, and a lot of our content, both in the server and the website, covers a lot of those types of things. So for those who are a little bit more serious about this hobby, obviously the tools are there, but again, yeah, agree 100%. I mean, mistakes are mistakes, and you enjoy those and learn from that and do better next time. So all good. Good point, Mark. Thank you. All right, we're doing pretty good on time. We're gonna go ahead and move to the ground crew, air marshals, and developers in there. So air marshals are server admins. Ground crew are mods. Surprisingly, for a server this size, we have, like I said, about 2,500 members. We are pretty good as far as everybody being respectful and no drama, those types of things. We just don't have any place for that, right? But anyways, the moderators are the ones who kind of, watch the club and make sure that there's no drama, there's no toxic kind of behavior, and we have measures for that. But so that's what they do, and Willie just joined that team, stepping down from flight ops. And then the developers are kind of they make sure that things are running smoothly in the background. A lot of the quality of life features in the server, that's what they do there. So before I turn it over to Eric, I think he had a few words to say. I just want to thank all the air marshals, the ground crew, and the developers for doing all the things that are not obvious. They're not out front per se for a lot of the things that they do, but nonetheless they provide a lot of things to the club, to the members, to make it what it is. So thank you guys, and I'll turn it over to Eric now.
Hello, everyone. For those of you guys who don't know, my name's Eric. I'm the lead developer, one of the air marshals here. One of the actually, I was the first air marshal. Little brag there. Couple things that I just wanted to mention. Number one, I understand recently it's been less apparent to every one of you, but more apparent to Serge and myself and the rest of the developer team that we've been having issues with our bot. It's something that we're currently tracking, and it's unrelated to anything that any of you guys do, unrelated to anything that we do. It's strictly just the environment that it's in. We're currently working on getting it improved and being able to have a better experience for you guys. But with that said, if for whatever reason you try to use a bot function and it fails, you get this application did not respond or an error, please ping myself or Kelvin, Jesus, one of those three. Will be able to assist you as the best we can in getting it back up and running. Most of the time I just give it a kick and it seems to work. My son's saying hello as well. So I apologize for any inconveniences that may cause in the near future, so please keep that in mind. We're currently working on getting a fix for that. My other shameless plug is we're looking for developers. Anything, if you have any experience in JavaScript, C++, Laravel, anything really, even if you're still in the learning process. I know I'm still in the learning process as much as Serge wants to think that I'm a professional developer. It's a joke, Serge. It's okay. I'm still in the learning process myself, so if you guys are wanting to help and find a reason to kind of give back to TPC, that's one way that you guys can go ahead and do that. I have no issues with bringing people on just for certain projects, whether that be helping with the Discord bot, whether that be helping with the call sign website, or just even helping managing user requests and user feature requests. And that's another thing too, is if you guys want to see something added to the Discord bot, the call sign website, whatever it may be, if you guys want something specific for TPC, please shoot me a message, put it in one of the channels, put it in a suggestion. I'm more than happy to try and get it to a good point. I think that's my cue to get off, but if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to reach out. Everybody else, thank you guys for being a part of TPC, and that's all I have.
Hey Eric, I'm new here. My name is Milos. I have quite a bit of experience with cloud computing, CI/CD, and especially AWS stuff. So if your bot is running out of hamsters, so to speak, let me know. We can chat. I can maybe roll up my sleeves as well to help. So yeah.
Yeah, just shoot me a message and we'll chat afterwards. We have some processes that are in work on the back end to try and get essentially the way that it works is try and getting it isolated to figure out what exactly the issue is, because it doesn't really make any sense as to why it fails. But
Pretty
yeah,
good at
shoot me a
troubleshooting
message
too.
and
I'll let you know.
yeah, appreciate it.
All right, cool. Well, thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. Just so you guys know, I'm going to show you this right quick. If you go to the Flight Crew Lounge and you click on Server Bot Commands, it brings up this list of all kinds of different cool things you can do with the bot. You can get the METAR, you can get airport information, you can get a link for our next group flight, sync your VATSIM ranks with the server, a bunch of other things. I mean, look at this list. It's pretty it's pretty long. And we have a few different bots here, but the custom one can do quite a lot here. So just take a look at that and utilize it. All right. Very good. So our next little section here, and I think we kind of went out of order a little bit, but it's okay. It's called On the Spot. So what we do here is just want to ask a couple of people. I'm not going to call on any names right now, but anybody can answer this question. If there was one thing you'd change about TPC, what would it be? And don't say anything about raccoons, because they're good animals.
Dang it.
Anybody?
There being a military section,
Military flying?
like F-18s and that. Just have some fun, carrier landings.
Yep. So we've had, I think, over the year or like last year, some folks who, were either in DCS or, I guess primarily in DCS, who wanted to do some of that type of flying. For that to happen, we need a host if it's organized. And then the bigger problem is if we do it on VATSIM, there are certain stipulations for that, right? We have to be a special operations organization, which we are not. But that shouldn't stop you from going into Fly With Me channel or something like that and setting that up and see if there's interest. I think majority of our members, though, aren't into that. But if there's a group that wants to do that, we can certainly discuss and see how that can be implemented. So what I suggest, though, that you do so we can track this is we have a channel for that called Idea Box. And if you submit an idea, it's a command that you run, and then you put your idea in. It creates the post for it, and we can track it, and we can get some feedback from members. So if you can do that, that would be fantastic. And then we can see how we can implement it. Again, this has come up before. We were not successful in implementing it to date, so hopefully in the future. But thank you very much. Anybody else? One thing you change about TPC? I know you all got it. I know Mark got something to say.
Yeah, I have something.
All right, go ahead.
I'd like to request more Sky Blue Radio.
No kidding.
What is Sky Blue Radio? So, very good. So our Thursday flights. I didn't see you there, JT. Welcome, by the way. Thank you for joining. So for those who don't know, Sky Blue Radio is an organization they're our partners, very good friends of the club, and JT there is a good friend of ours, and Sky Blue Radio provides awesome flight sim related content and 24/7 kind of. You guys 24/7 or 16?
Oh yeah.
All right, 24/7 all kinds of good music for you guys to fly with, right? So if you go, matter of fact, here, let me pull up your website right now. Where are you guys at?
Oh, you passed it.
Oh,
it was like
boy.
the fourth one right there.
Yep, so this is Sky Blue Radio. Do I have the right link in there? Oh, this is embarrassing. All right, here we go. JT, you need to tighten up on your server, man. It's taking a long time here. Okay, here we go. So yeah, Sky Blue Radio. They got all kinds of flight sim news, reviews, and everything flight sim related. They've been in the community for a very long time, and if you don't know, JT was one of the first people to get VATSIM going. So I'm saying he's old is basically what I'm saying.
Ouch.
All right, but very good organization. And of course we have the Thursday fly-in, which is sponsored by Sky Blue Radio. So if you guys join those flights, it's a lot of fun. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and you can listen to some tunes. Speaking of Sky Blue Radio, actually, the corporate pilot dad, Tim, who I mentioned before, and I are planning on doing a little interview, I think next month, with JT on his show. So we'll give you some information on that, and we're just gonna hang out and talk about flight sim stuff. I mean, you guys feel free to join and listen and ask us questions or whatever you want to do. But it's always a good time hanging out with JT. Except for last Sunday. That was not a good time. No, I'm just kidding. All right. JT, you got anything?
No, you guys are a class act. We're happy to be part of your family. Thank you.
Awesome. And so are you. All right.
That's so sweet.
All right. Anybody else got anything to add to this question in particular? Because we're going to move on to our Q&A session and ideas and just chat and whatever we want to do.
So this is Mark. I don't have any question. And the reason why is because the Pilot Club is filling a hole in my a gap, filling a gap. It's doing something to me, and I love it.
It's filling a hole. In your
That's
heart.
what we do.
Yeah, and you know, the idea behind this really is a friendly environment where everybody feels good and they feel like home. Like we started very small. We wanted to have like a hometown bar kind of feel, hang out, fly together, have all those things. Now we've grown tremendously, but we try to maintain that kind of feel. A lot of people know each other here, even though there are 2,500 people. They're folks that know a lot of people and made friendships and fly together separately from group events and those types of things. And it's awesome. I think it's a great time to be in this hobby. I think especially as far as realism goes with the FS 2020 raising the bar and other simulators competing, and the technology, the hardware is just on another level now, and it's a lot of fun to be in this kind of environment. So I thank Mark for not only being part of the staff here, but a member as well. And as you said, you know, we fill that hole that you had, that aviation related hole that you
right
right
yes.
But you also fill a hole, you know, kind of a piece of the puzzle for us to all kind of be part of the club and enjoy it. So I got to tell you this, like I'm here all the time, and there's a reason for it, and the reason is the members, and the reason is the interactions, the flights, the conversations, the jokes, you know, all of those types of things. So it's awesome to be a part of this community, and for the new folks joining, you'll develop those relationships as well. It takes time, but what we try to do here in this club is to have an environment that's good for flight sim folks to do these sorts of things and create those friendships and all that. So that's our goal. That's what we do, and you know, like I said before, staff is there to help with that, and of course all the members. You guys shape the dynamic of the club, and so far, I mean, we've been really good, I think, and we have a good reputation in the community. And again, it's fun to do this. So thanks, Mark, for your comment, man. You're killing it. I forgot to mention a couple of things. So first of all, everybody who's in attendance will get 500 TPC points today. So thank you for that. Thank you for attending, and you know, that's our thank you way of thanking you, but by giving you some points so you can climb up the ladder here.
I mean, I was just kind of lonely, and I needed someone to talk to, so it's a win-win scenario.
I was about to say the points is the only reason I showed up.
Excellent, yeah. And listen, you don't have to wait for the town hall to join in. I mean, we have folks joining the voice chat all the time and just chatting, or you know, if somebody's doing a flight, another person may join. We also have the Fly With Me channel where you can just post something and say, hey, I'm flying, you know, in 30 minutes, to this place or whatever, and quite often people will join, and you guys have a joint flight together and chat and voice chat and exchange experiences and all that. So that's what that's what this place is for. All right. So why don't we do this before we go to Q&A? So I'll switch the slide here, but before we go to Q&A, we need to do some giveaways, right? So as promised, so we're gonna give away some merch today. We're doing good on time here. Let me go here. Let's see. Let me do the count right quick. 1 second. All right, so 22.
Skip me search.
Who's that?
Cody.
Yeah, bro, I skipped you. I'm sorry. You already have the merch.
No, that's fine. I'll just make sure. I don't know what the merch was. I was like, don't give me anything.
Oh, no, you're good. I didn't skip you, man. All right, so we're going to do 5 TPC t-shirts. And we're going to do 5 TPC stickers. How does that sound?
Sounds awesome. T-shirts are awesome, by the way, guys. If y'all don't have one, you need to get one.
Yeah, agree. Definitely.
They are awesome quality. They look great. Amazing. Now, if we only had hats.
Yeah, well, we used to have hats, and then our supplier crapped out, so we need to find a way to do the hats again. We did the hats about a year ago, and they were pretty nice actually. They were nice. All right, so let me do this 1 second. Sorry, I guess wasn't
so unprepared.
I was not prepared for this. I don't know why, because I was just gonna call out the number from 1 to 22, but I think we need to be more fair with this. 1 second.
Compared to meetings at my work, this is great.
Oh, look at that. We even have our last thing here. Pretty cool. How do we reset this is the question. New. Here we go.
Who the hell's Beatrice?
I don't know. It just does it. I think that's everybody. I hope we're doing this right. So there are 22 numbers there. So we're going to go ahead and do the first spin is going to be for TPC t-shirt.
Come on, t-shirt.
All right, number 3. So we go here. 1, 2, 3. Chris. What's up, Chris?
He doesn't want his T-shirt.
Doesn't want the T-shirt? Yep, yes he does. Yes he does. You want the T-shirt, sir?